Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers, but also thank those of you who are returning again this week for this energy update. We had quite a bit of very tense transformational energy relative to power dynamics that perfected yesterday actually, but over the course of the last week, it really built to a crescendo. And in listening to the astrologers that I listen to, they keep talking about this being the crescendo of energy for this year. So it's good to know we have integrated or will be integrating the eclipse energy over the course of the next strongest over the next three months, but truly a lot of that eclipse energy may take some time to fully integrate, and then it'll be the next eclipse season. So this week's energy is much softer. I really like this energy, so I think we should just get started. Today, Sunday, which is the 21st of May already, the sun is moving into the sign of Gemini. So happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. This energy really relieves the pressure of that fixed grand cross energy of last week. Gemini energy is very complex energy. It is knowing a lot about a little, but it's thought-based, mind-based, and it's integration, more commonly known as perspective, because once we gain perspective, it's a mental process, certainly, but it allows us to really understand things on a whole new level, okay? It's very relatable energy. It's very social energy. It's ruled by the sign of Mercury, which, as we know, is still in shadow, but post-retrograde shadow. It's moving direct, but it is in shadow still until the 31st. But nonetheless, it's helping us with the transition that's necessary after such tense energy. That, like I said, that fixed grand cross was asking us to make decisions, forcing us to face some things that otherwise we might not have wanted to face. And now things are more changeable because Gemini is an air sign. So it's very airy, not quite as grounded for sure. And it's changeable because it's a mutable sign. So shortly after moving into Gemini, the sun will trine Pluto in Aquarius. I love this energy. I really do. We now know our personal power after that fixed energy grand cross that included Pluto in Aquarius. Now the sun is going to trine that energy, and that means that we can use our personal power, right, for inclusion, collective transformation, because Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. So we are very collective minded as well as individually personal power minded. We can accept things, and then it inspires us to focus on outcomes using our own personal power. The tension and that challenge that was present up through yesterday, and still could be this energy isn't just going to disappear, right? But it's slowly shifting from that of tension to now, like I said, perspective and integration. So we now can accept that transformation and integrate it for our own, but also for the collective's greatest good. Power to the people. That's Pluto and Aquarius. And with the sun trining that, we as individuals understand our power so that we can really integrate power to the people. Then tomorrow, which is Monday, the sun in Gemini is going to sextile Mars. Now we are actually taking action. It's a sextile. Do something to get something. Mars is the sign of action. It can be the sign of aggression, right, on a three-dimensional level, but it's forcing us, right? Now we can take the energy of the sun in Gemini trining Pluto, and now we can use action and really, really make it applied perspective. The sun is really joining with Mars so that any transformation instigated by the trine of Pluto and the sun is so easily processed mentally and embodied quickly. I love this energy. Then shortly after that, Mars in Leo is going to square Jupiter in Aquarius. Be mindful here. Just be mindful here, because this is really over the top, center stage, exaggeration, but can be very reckless energy on a 3D level. So just be mindful of egocentric actions or thoughts or maneuvers or attitudes, because the sun in Gemini, sextile Mars, is really our saving grace here. That is what's going to allow us to gain that perspective necessary, and then, like I said, integrate it, right? We can root in the energy. If the ego's expansion is overwhelming, we can root in that energy of the sun in Gemini sextiling Mars. It is not about you as an individual or our individual efforts. I guess it's time to kind of step back, because whenever there's a square, we're being asked to evaluate and make a choice. So what is the underlying theme of your actions? Is it authenticism and vulnerability, or egocentric validation? Something to ponder there. But you decide. The square is there for the purpose of evaluation. And like I said, with the sun in Gemini, we can certainly apply perspective. But please choose wisely on Monday, later in the day. Like I said, the square could pop up, could be something very simple, but it's asking you to make a choice. Please choose wisely. Then on Wednesday of this week, it's continuing the theme of choices. We have Mars, again in the sign of Leo, is going to then square the nodal axis. This is more of that fixed grand cross energy. We perfected yesterday, but again, this particular configuration, Mars in Leo and the nodal axis, is going to perfect in square. So again, another choice is going to present. Take a step back. And what is the underlying theme of your actions? Is it awareness and vulnerability, authenticism, or is it egocentric to feed that ego? Again, just choose wisely. Take a moment, step away, and choose wisely. Then on Thursday of this week, I don't know if the earlier energy week is my favorite, or if this is Venus in Cancer is going to sextile Uranus in Taurus. First of all, Venus and Cancer energy, I love it because it's so compassionate and healing. And then when you're given the choice of that fixed grand cross tension, that the energy of Uranus now is coming in very quickly, like that lightning bolt of revolution, and it's going to provide us the pure potential. This is a pure potential day in an instant, literally in an instant. You could witness breakthroughs of various levels of consciousness for yourself and others. Again, Uranus rules Aquarius, so understands the Aquarian theme of you as an individual, but how you fit into the collective. So these breakthroughs of consciousness really can help you understand the choices that you've made as a result of that fixed grand cross energy. Okay. And then next week, that's all I have for you this week. But next week, we have something that I think it's important to make mention of, because we are really working up towards that energy this week. And all of these choices and this beautiful transformational energy that's going to be so easy to integrate now that we've got the sun in Gemini giving us perspective. Next week, we've got a powerful, powerful, powerful conjunction between Jupiter and the North Node. I'm so pumped about this. The portals of collaboration that you are now witnessing in your sphere of knowing and understanding, they're showing you future pathways of your greatest good, of your highest destiny. That fixed Grand Cross certainly provided us, situations, people, relationships that truly needed to transform. They were not serving our greatest good, especially when it related to power dynamics. Pluto was involved. So if there were unequal power dynamics, those situations were present so that you could make choices to align with your greatest good. And now, after those tense squares have asked you to make a choice, we can now see the path forward. And we know that that path forward doesn't just align with our greatest good, but it's the greatest good of the collective. Things are coming together now. And with the sun in Gemini, we will be able to gain so much perspective. We get it, we understand, and now we're starting to see that path forward. So that's all I have for you this week. I used the Journey Tarot deck, Cassie Ewell. Love this deck, very nice. And the card that jumped out, again, no surprise here, was the Page of Swords. I do like this card. Let me see if I can move my finger out of the way here. The sword upright indicates truth. And the zigzags, that's zigzags of energy. And I do believe it's the choices that we've been asked to make relative to the square configurations, that Grand Cross energy, and how we're standing in our truth. But let's read what the book says. You may have a lot of information or thoughts coming toward you all at once. There's that Uranian energy that's going to come with that sextile in Venus on Thursday. You may have a lot of information or thoughts coming toward you all at once. It's your job to be aware and sift through them with a sense of curiosity. I guess I would have to say, enjoy the journey. Definitely enjoy the journey. Well, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you liked this video, please do click the like button. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button and you'll be notified when a video is being dropped. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. I'll get back to you ASAP. I hope you have a fabulous week of just beautiful perspective of the choices that have been made, and so that you can align with your greatest good, because certainly next week we're going to see that loud and certain. Take care. Namaste.